Welcome back, everyone, to another Explainer. I am so thrilled you're joining us today because we're diving into something completely delightful. We're looking at the kingdom of animated clothespins, miniature engineering, and shared narrative. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Clothespins? Really? But stick with me because this isn't just your run-of-the-mill afternoon craft. No, this is a literal masterclass in miniature engineering and shared family narrative. We're going to see exactly how a structured approach can totally transform everyday household items into these incredible tools for imagination and mechanical thinking. Okay, let's jump right in and see how this transformation happens. To kick off this whole adventure, you literally just start with one simple, powerful phrase. Welcome to the Home Biotech Lab. I absolutely love this. By dropping that line, you're instantly adopting the persona of a lab director. You're setting the stage. You see, the mission here is to rescue these poor, overworked clothespins from their, let's face it, incredibly mundane job of hanging wet socks, and instead give them a real, vibrant personality. You aren't just making a toy here. You are embarking on a high-stakes, imaginative mission, and diving headfirst into that magic, it just captures the kids' attention perfectly. Section 1. Seguridad y preparación. Establishing lab protocols. So a massive part of this protocol is adhesive management. Think of it like a real lab setup. On one side, we have the adults. They're assigned to a strictly designated heat zone at the table. This is the only place where the hot silicone is operated. Then, on the other side, we've got the kids, armed and ready with cold silicone or strong glue sticks. It's brilliant, actually. By physically separating these materials, you completely eliminate confusion and drastically reduce the risk of anyone getting burned. It's a super simple but highly effective way to manage the workspace. The kids get full autonomy with their cold glue, and the adults safely handle the heavy-duty structural fixing. Now, beyond the glue, we've got a rapid-fire checklist of essential safety prep. This is absolutely crucial for a smooth operation. First up, tool inspection. Adults, you gotta check those clothespins for splinters. If you spot any rough edges, give it a quick pass with fine grit sandpaper. We're talking 180 or 220 grit. That is vital to prevent little pricks and pokes. Second is choking hazard prevention. Look, if there are babies roaming around the house, it is strictly advised against using those tiny plastic googly eyes. Just don't do it. Instead, just swap them out by drawing dots with a permanent marker. It's just as expressive, but infinitely safer. And finally, strict scissor rules. When moving around, scissors must always travel fully closed and they gotta be held by the tip. No exceptions. These rules form the absolute bedrock of a successful, tear-free lab session. Section 2. El guión familiar, the narrative blueprint. Now, here is one of those specific prompts you use during the process. You ask the child, what name will you give it? But it actually goes way deeper than just picking a fun name. Let's say a child decides to give their new creature these massive, oversized wings. Well, that's your cue to remind them that they're going to need to engineer a much stronger, imaginary motor to actually lift those wings. So what you're doing is seamlessly blending creative whimsy with basic physics and logic. You're prompting them to think about how their design functions in the real world. It turns a simple drawing into a genuine mechanical thought exercise. How cool is that? Section 3. Construction paso a paso. Executing the experiment. All right, the execution. It breaks down into 5 highly structured phases. Step 1, like we just talked about, is preventive sanding. Adults and kids checking for roughness together. Step 2 is camouflage paint. This is where you paint the outside and the inside of the clothespin's mouth. Actually, here's a fantastic family tip. Turn this into a competition. See who can create the weirdest color by mixing only 2 shades. Kids go crazy for that. Step 3 is cutting the extremities. Kids draw wings or legs on cardboard, while adults supervise those strict scissor rules we laid out. Step 4 is mounting the surprise, which, trust me, we'll look at closer in just a second. And finally, Step 5 is the final fixation. This is where the magic of teamwork happens. The adult applies a drop of hot glue from the heat zone, but the child gets to press the pieces together safely. How? By using a wooden spatula or even just the cap of a pen. It ensures strong adhesion, and they never even get close to touching the hot glue. Just a perfect division of labor. Okay, let's shine a spotlight on Step 4 for a minute, because this is the absolute core mechanic of the animation. The text literally calls it the surprise. Here's how it works. You paste a tiny drawing, maybe it's a little fish, a ridiculously long tongue, or maybe even a secret message, right on the inside face of the clothespin. And this brilliantly illustrates the mechanical payoff of the whole project. Because when you squeeze the clothespin, the animal's mouth opens wide, and boom, it reveals the hidden object inside. That super simple lever action of the everyday clothespin is completely transformed into this magical, interactive magic trick. And the best part, the child engineered it themselves. Section 4. El talento secreto. The resolution. You bring everything to a close by using this exact script. Now each animal must present a secret talent before going to its new home on the bookshelf. I mean, this is just such a wonderful strategy. It gives the child one last, dedicated moment to engage with their creation. They get to demonstrate that surprise mechanism they built, or maybe make up a funny sound or action for their character. But most importantly, it establishes a hard physical boundary, the bookshelf. It actively transitions the object from a messy lab experiment right into a finished display piece. It cleanly resolves the family activity, leaving everyone with a real sense of pride and accomplishment. We've seen how just a few simple rules, a clever little script, and a basic step-by-step process can totally elevate a standard wooden clothespin into an unforgettable feat of miniature engineering. It really shows us the sheer power of a shared narrative and structured play. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought as we wrap up today's explainer. I want you to look around your house right now. Seriously, take a look. Armed with these lab protocols and just a little bit of imagination, what mundane household item will you transform next in your home biotech lab? The possibilities are quite literally endless. Keep learning, keep experimenting, and I will see you in the next explainer.